may reach the Western Isles by morning, where it will stay quite windy. Minimum temperature in the Highlands tonight, 4 Celsius. And tomorrow, mostly cloudy with rain becoming more persistent across the Western Isles and the West Highlands, drier further east.
On the way down with my friend, we're both so cold and soaked. We were miserable, and still somehow I'm smiling, so I don't know, there's probably something wrong with me, but that was the first time I had a thought in my mind. It was like, first time ever on a hill when I'm actually regretting getting out of the hostel in the morning.
As a kid, my parents kind of stuck me in a backpack, carried me about, took me on hikes as a little baby. And I guess I got into climbing itself in first year of uni when I joined Shelterstone.
So during Freshers' Fair, Shelterstone was having taster sessions, and I accidentally walked past. I had a massive fear of heights, but I ended up going anyway for some reason. I was just feeling up for it, and yeah, quite liked it, and rest is history. I like finding random places that was not planned. For example, when we went to Skye, went to find the cave that's kind of blocked when it's high tide and stuff, so that was pretty good. But yeah, don't have a specific one because there's always something good going on.
Best experience, like getting to the top of an accessible pinnacle in the winter was probably like definitely the most technical and challenging thing. Physically and also just like exposure and like sort of psychologically pushed me a bit. So just how difficult it was, I guess, like getting to the top, and you know, being Skye, the conditions were like not ideal on the way up, but we kind of finished the last pitch and like got onto the top, and then the weather just kind of lifted just for a second, just to kind of get. It wasn't even like all around us, it was just this kind of little window of cloud like opened, and I saw like way out to sea.
Being in nature kind of sets things to perspective. So like especially if I'm like super busy at work or nowadays super busy with uni work, it kind of sets the perspective to write again. Be like, okay, this is what I actually like, this is what matters. Climbing indoors is what I do the most because I can't always just spend a full day somewhere, and it just kind of, you can't focus on anything else, so it gives a break from thinking anything else, I guess. I
don't know, I always struggle when people ask me why like modern stresses like grades, money problems, I guess it gives you perspective and you realise that they don't really matter that much. Like, you know, whether I get an A or B or a C in this piece of coursework, like in the grand scheme of my life, like is that actually going to really change anything? When you think back like 5 years ago, you're like, oh yeah, that phone I had, you're kind of like, yeah, it was a good phone, I guess. But if you go and like climb like the Matterhorn or something and someone asks you about it in like 20 years time, you'll be like, think back to how amazing it was, and it'll still, you can relive it a bit, and like it'll still bring you a degree of happiness, I guess.